Burberry scars, stripping Perry on, living like a comet, moving amongst the stars. $100,000 sports cars, silk massage, menage a trois. Yes, I've been a boss. Sauntering, maitre d' staying flabbergasted. Her ass about the size of an infant's casket.
Ass went about the size of an infant's casket.
Sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Top Rope Wrestling Talk, a show for wrestling fans by wrestling fans. And we are sort of the TRWT 3. And of course, if you didn't know, it's me, not the DOGG, but the greatest group champ in history. The soundboard by God extraordinaire, the jack of all trades, the master of none, the South Philly Psycho, D.O.M. We miss you, Wendy.
Yes, we do.
We're stuck with not Wendy.
Yes,
but
not that.
But we're ready to go anyway. So let's just fucking go. Oh, love that shit. And below us, my main man here, the man that apparently you get when you order Grandma Wendy from Wish.com.
Yep.
He is also correct. One of our favorite co-hosts, our favorite admins, our buddy, our brother from another mother. He is the man known as Pepsi Phil. He is now known as the Dollar Store Grandma. And he is also originally known as the Black Gorbachev. Please help me welcome my man, Pepsi Phil.
I'm glad I got that song. I wish I could get line or two with it. That's another story.
I heard she flexible,
it'll happen,
y'all.
It'll happen.
She's flexible as fuck.
You get kind of swole now, though.
Hi, CJ. Yeah. And of course, our host for the evening, my right-hand man and the founder of Top Rope Wrestling Talk, the salt of the earth of podcasting, the biggest MJF mark you will ever fucking meet. And if you doubt him, he will take you to a ring and show you. The one, the only, the high-class one, Bruce.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
And he knows it.
Oh, Wendy's not here. Yes, I do. 1 second.
Oh, the high-class dog got in. And no, I will not watch my motherfucking language. This is my fucking show.
All right, I'm back.
Do you know me?
Yes. I just...
Bruce is so high. Bruce is so MJF. His dog has a scarf. Just saying.
Yes, she does.
That's
yes,
fact.
She does. She has a Burberry scarf.
That, my friends, is a shoot. I'm seeing the pictures. That's a shoot.
Yes.
And it's a good-looking dog, so you know.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. I don't think the dog need to be demeaned with a scarf, but that's okay.
What the fuck?
You know,
Bruce is what you get when you order MJF from Wish.com.
Yes.
Bruce, you know we can only be nice to MJF when he's fighting CM Punk. That's the only time we're allowed to be nice to him.
I know we had the little, stream will begin. We had the video. We had the intros. We are like 3 minutes into the show, and we have derailed already.
Yeah, we have.
We haven't even gotten to a topic, y'all.
Mika kind of derailed us. Before we really get into any topics, Pepsi Phil, I just want to say thank you for filling in for Wendy today. She's still a little under the weather. She needed some rest. So thank you very much for filling in for
No
her.
problem.
Yeah, last
helping
minute
us
she
out.
basically said that she had lost her voice, and I was just thinking, but it happens. We love you, Grandma. Hopefully, we'll see you
That was
next
the wrong
week.
one. That was the wrong one.
That was the wrong one?
Yes.
Oh, wait, which one are you looking for? I have too many sounds.
Cartman.
And I can't find him now. What the fuck is up?
Damn it.
You need an intern. We had this conversation.
Right. We've been through this shit. Okay.
I think it's time Little Psycho. I think.
Oh,
Little
wait,
Psycho
I got you, Brucey. I got you.
Yes, that's it.
We're going to have to fire that
is
unpaid intern right after this show. My bad, yo.
No, I'm actually glad to be here. Obviously, I am in no way, shape, or form comparable to Wendy, so I will do my best to keep up like she would.
Nah, we're just happy to have you, man.
I already failed because I ain't got a onesie on, so I don't know.
God damn it, Phil. Fuck. All right, so here we go.
I'm gonna hold my tongue. I was about to say something. Go ahead, Brucey. Go ahead.
Let's get into some fucking wrestling talk here.
Okay.
We'll get into some wrestling. So we're gonna kick this show off with a new segment that we've done one other time, but it has promptly been renamed by our South Philly Psycho. This segment is now called Chain Wrestling. We're going to do a little bit of chain wrestling right now. And our first topic on chain wrestling. What up, Brian?
It's Brian.
Hi, Brian.
Our first topic
Number one,
is MLW is suing WWE. Do we find this to be a surprise or not? And do you guys really want to know why they're suing them?
Yes and yes.
So
absolutely. It was like, wait, they're what?
That's what I said too.
It is random.
It is, but when I get into it and I let you know, like I saw Jacob Fatu like on the headline, so I was like, ooh, this is gonna be something about Fatu. And then I read the article, I was like, oh, this is even okay. We can still talk about this. MLW is suing WWE because they had someone from WWE management go to Vice TV and try to squash their deal and squash the big show that they had when Hammerstone faced Jacob Fatu to bring the two titles together.
Title unification, yes.
Yep.
WWE actually tried to get them kicked off of Vice and not have that show aired is pretty much what happened. And Sinclair and all the boys at MLW are saying, guess what? Don't tamper with our shit, bitches. And they sued them.
Mm-hmm.
So still haven't got the outcome yet, but I mean that's where we're at. So we're gonna go to our guest for the evening. You know, and get your feelings on the MLW suing WWE over, you know, tampering, because it's not the first time.
Honestly, it's a good move. I mean, let's face it, WWE's been running roughshod for a while about how they run. And I mean, granted, the case will have to go through the courts and see if it turns out. But I mean, it is not unheard of for a company to pretty much try to screw over another company who they feel is a competition, or at the very least, they feel could be a threat, or they just do it to be petty. So
I think they're doing it to be petty.
Probably.
Petty is their favorite color.
Mm-hmm. But for me personally, good for them, honestly. On the one hand, they get a good bit of exposure. Secondly, they're a good company that honestly has been trying really hard and doing really well, and they don't need this happening. And do I believe WWE did it with absolutely no proof or frame of reference? Yes, I believe someone probably made a call. So I will acknowledge that. I got no proof, but yeah, I believe it. My Barstool legal advice is, yeah, they did it.
I mean, the proof's in the pudding with ROH and New Japan.
Yes,
you know.
You remember that? You remember that skit on the Chappelle Show where Dave Chappelle was trying out to be a juror in all these famous cases like Michael Jackson's and OJ's and everything. Now I picture Pepsi Phil at the MLW jury selection. Oh, they did that shit.
Oh yeah. I ain't gonna lie to you. And then he said, like I said, the Triple H, now the news about Triple H going to Madison Square Garden, quote unquote, trying to squash the New Japan ROH event they were having.
Oh yeah, a couple years ago.
Yeah, which apparently has been proven to be a thing. So why would they stop there?
Yeah. Yeah.
True.
And there's actually a lot of people that are turning on Triple H for that because it was him that made the phone call.
Mhm.
Like they made Triple H make the phone call. Like
And again,
Vince and Khan were like, I ain't having this on my fucking hands.
I picture Triple H. I picture Triple H in that Vince role in the middle of the ring in the robe, and he just whips it off, and whips the hood off, and he's like, "It was me."
Can you imagine?
It was me all along. Ah.
What was going through that man's head making that phone call to Madison Square Garden? He's probably like, this old motherfucker got me doing some stupid
Damn it,
shit.
Dad.
I'm gonna get fucked in the end. Yo, shut this show down. Yes, the old man's making me do it.
Yeah, text in the mail. Old man's sending it. I know we could wire it. Tell him he's old. I'm done.
A dude in the suitcase shows up. It's a bag with a big dollar sign on it.
And the guy that shows up with the bag is dressed like Scrooge McDuck from head to toe.
Oh my god.
Just because Vince thought it would be good shit.
I mean, literally, honestly, the only way you can actually like get in WWE's face really is to affect their money and their brand.
I mean, it's unlike Pepsi Phil, I would let the facts of the case come out. Don't get me wrong.
No, absolutely. But I mean, basically, in the article, it says a high-ranking official from WWE went to Vice.
Pritchard.
A high-ranking official, you say?
Pritchard.
Con.
I don't know. Look who called MSG.
He hasn't been around.
Yeah, but he can make a lot of phone calls from home or in a hospital. You ain't got to do much. You just do.
This is actually when that show happened and they got their deal. That was before he was in the hospital. So that shit was a while ago now.
So yeah, like I said, it does not do wrestling any good to even do any of this shit.
Wow, that is not a ringing comment for Pepsi Phil.
It is not. You suck, WWE non-person guy.
That's Chris. That's Chris.
Poor Chris. No.
Chris.
That's like yelling at the first runner-up at Miss America, dude.
It may not bode well for Pepsi Phil, but it's sweet for Grandma Wendy. So yes, get well now, damn it. Damn it, Wendy! Ball!
Next topic on our chain wrestling is ROH is cutting titles when they come back. They are going to be dropping the 6-man titles. They're going to drop the pure title that they just brought back, and they are dropping the TV title. They're dropping all of those titles when they come back. Like, to me, with them dropping all those titles, I think they're trying to go back to what ROH was when it started. I think they're going to bring the Code of Honor back. They're going to bring the handshake back, and they're going to bring all those rules back. I think that's kind of what they're doing. Is they're trying to go back to their originality. You know, how do you feel about them dropping these titles, Dom? Do you think it's a good idea, or do you think this is like, this could kind of hurt them?
Oh, by the way, thank you, Ivan. Yeah, I dropped some weight with this streamlined look. I don't think it's gonna hurt them. I just think like obviously they're talking about coming back in April, and maybe they just want to focus on this to start, and then maybe down the road, because ROH has always kind of played with titles. Like the Pure disappeared for a while, it came back. TV title wasn't a thing for a while, it came back. So maybe they're just trying to streamline things and, work on their roster, get their show going, catch some heat, and then go from there. But either way, it's a good idea. It's definitely, it definitely follows the whole wrestling mantra where less is more.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're WWE, but they got a lot of titles, and they're also not New Japan. So there is that.
Yeah, they don't have a quarter of the roster that they ain't got. They've got fucking 4 people on their roster technically.
Yeah.
If you stop and think about it, they got Peraza, they've
Mhm.
got Gresham, and they've got the Briscoes.
Yeah.
So I mean, if they're lucky, they're going to get Deanna after she won the ROH Women's title on Thursday. That was fucking amazing.
I mean,
I'm telling you, man, ROH is getting more attention now than they did when they were up and running. Like they got champions going to
Dead
pay-per-views. They
serious.
got the Virtuosa holding up their title. They got
they
the Briscoes and
feuding with
FTR.
I
It
actually
is
think
just,
I actually
I have
think
not
Vince
heard
is-
ROH talked about this like in years.
Yeah. I mean, for them it's good, and honestly, they obviously recognize they had a bunch of problems. Like, I mean, even before this, like the bankruptcy, like years back, and that's always been a problem they've had. Just they've had a talent, it's just they've never had to know how to like kind of lay them all out. Like, no doubt they had great talent. Like, you watch, honestly, even when you you went to an ROH match, even if you had no idea who anyone was, you would not be disappointed at a show. So, this they get to lock it down and be a little streamlined in how they present everything.
Oh shit! What up, Ivan? What do you say? I agree. ROH for now, resetting their promotion with 3 titles. Eventually, they'll bring them back. Yeah, it seems that way.
Yeah.
I mean, the only shitty thing is they literally just had an amazing tournament for that pure title.
Mm-hmm.
That thing was around they brought it back for like what, 2 months, 3 months?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I mean,
same
Dom,
with the women's title too.
I've said this a couple times on this show. Like, I feel like the pure title should go to AEW, and whoever I can't remember who the champion was, and have a match with Bryan Danielson and have Danielson win the pure title, which is one title that he carried when he was in ROH for quite a while, and just have him defend it on Dynamite.
Yeah.
And then when ROH comes back, he can drop the title at their first show. That right there would help them tremendously too.
You would think, yeah.
I mean, I'd like him to go to Nick Aldis route. Have your traveling champions. I mean, you got like literally they can go anywhere. Like, have them go do Brian.
And that's what they're doing right now. And
it really feels like that's what they're
working
doing.
for them.
Yeah.
I think the opportunity that they didn't take to work with AEW during the lockdown era of our lives hurt them. I think,
let's be honest, just during AEW period,
I think the giant contract that they gave Marty Scurll hurt them because they gave him a WWE AEW style contract, like that much money.
And they gave him creative control over their brand.
But I mean, he didn't even really but the thing is when he was in that role, ROH was starting to catch fire again.
Yeah.
They had the Villain Club, the Kingdom had a big storyline going on.
And then he got caught up in that speaking out movement, and he was just
I don't know. I think I'm not even getting into that.
We ain't seen the villain since.
he's making his comeback now. The next topic is this is more of like a gag thing. I just want to get your reaction. So Booker T and our boy Corey Graves broke down in tearful sadness and wept when a certain person was let go of WWE. I want your guess on who it is, Pepsi Phil. Who did Booker T and Corey Graves cry over when they got let go?
I'm a best, probably William Regal. Across the board. He's the one
that's wrong. That's totally wrong. Dom?
Samoa Joe?
Hell no. They cried when Renee got let go. That's how
really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Makes sense,
they broke down in tears when Renee got let go or she left.
Really?
Makes sense though.
Okay.
I thought this was more of a recent release. I didn't know we were just talking about releases.
You ain't go globe. You need to go universal on that one. Really? Because I actually didn't think Corey Graves actually liked Renee.
No,
they did a lot.
They're actually really good friends.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, they did a lot when they were like teamed up on the commentary table for Raw.
I mean,
all that stuff.
I thought Renee was doing a good job. They just threw her in the deep end, and I feel like she didn't actually have any help to kind of figure stuff out on that kind of
Yeah.
get the rapport down.
Well, it's kind of WWE though too.
So in some AEW news, 'cause I mean we've actually kind of hit around on a lot of different companies that some people will actually be happy with that we did that.
Are people ever happy? Let's be real.
No. So in AEW news, it is being said that Chris Jericho is holding back AEW stars. And this quote comes from none other than the Mad King himself. He has come out and fully said Chris Jericho is holding back Santana and Ortiz. And I kind of agree with him. I think the inner circle is kind of hindering Pride and Powerful. Like they could do so much more. And here's the thing. Are we seeing a possible beginning of a brand new LAX and AEW with Eddie Kingston and P&P?
I would say no, but I do think the idea of Eddie being yelled at Chris, it's a lovely bit of work because it carried over into the last Dynamite. But I do think the inner circle has been holding P&P back way too long. Like they should have broken off. The fact that Sammy, no offense to him, has gotten a title shot, and P&P still hasn't
won a title. He's got a title.
Yeah, but he hasn't.
He's got an interim title.
But I meant like the fact that he even got the offer for a shot at the title that he won. The fact that P&P have not even been put in the same conversation. And like I said, I love them boys. But let's face it, when they show up, that pushes P&P down another level, which is like considering the fact that how much work they put in. And I know we talk about pillars a lot, but yeah, Proud and Powerful do count as a pillar at AEW.
Okay. Dom?
I mean, it feels like when Eddie said this, it was weird coincidental timing. Like he said it right after he had a match schedule with Santana and Ortiz. It felt more like jealousy than anything. It really did. Like, oh, you're holding them back. Like, no, they're actually ahead of you. So what the fuck are you talking about? You know, and to say they were held back in the inner circle, it's one of the biggest factions in AEW history. They just won a friggin' PWI award for best faction in wrestling. It's like, I wish our podcast was held back like P&P.
Yeah.
Because if we were, we wouldn't have full-time jobs. We wouldn't be struggling for technology, nothing. We'd be good. If we were held back the way P&P were, we'd be set. I mean, I understand they haven't won a title and they've had some opportunities. They've come up short, but at the same time, you go back maybe 6 months, a little longer. There were so many people, including me, saying the Lucha Bros were being held back. They weren't getting title shots. They weren't doing this. They weren't doing that.
And then they do on the championships.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we should just do that for P&P. Just say they being held.
Who knows? They may be next.
Honestly, I was a little disappointed because honestly, after they had that nice run with FTR, I was like, you know what? They can go now. They can go give them the belts. They're ready to go get it. Mm-hmm. And it kind of fizzled out right there. And I think that one disappointed me the most.
Oh, put a pin in that one. We're gonna talk about that too.
Yes. So our next topic and this awesome segment
of if anybody's held back, it's Team Taz. Fuck yeah.
Chain wrestling. Our next move in chain wrestling. Hold on.
Ooh, I like that. That's a good segue right there. That's a good segue.
Is called Rene Dupree said it, not me. Okay. These words did not come from High Class's mouth. But
doesn't mean he doesn't agree with it, but he said
he loves what Rene Dupree has said. Former WWF talent Rene Dupree. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Former tag team champion.
And tag team champion. Yes. This is a comment that he made about The Miz in regards to the wrestler that stabbed the referee. I can't remember the dude's name. I can't remember who it was. What
Oh, shit.
it was another deathmatch guy.
Yeah, I remember the guy. I
Yeah.
don't remember his name either.
He says, dude, you're a reality show fucking reject. You're not a pro wrestler. You have no right calling out a guy who dedicated his life to this shit. Dupree continued. You should have said, I have no opinion. I have no opinion because I'm not a real pro wrestler. That's what you should have said. I'm in the sports entertainment business, not the professional wrestling business. Dom, a professional wrestler, said they're not the same.
A professional wrestler who worked in a sports entertainment company.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
He worked in the World Wrestling Federation, not
World Wrestling Federation has
Entertainment.
been calling themselves Sports Entertainment since 1990. Rene Dupree did not come around till the 2000s. He was in a sports entertainment promotion.
It's okay. No.
I mean, we've had this conversation. Do we call
It
them?
is all the fucking same. That's Pepsi Phil. He drinks Pepsi. I like Coke. They're both sodas. They are exactly the fucking same. They are a different brand. Same with sports entertainment and wrestling. What he's talking about is this motherfucker was a reality star.
So I realize how everyone feel about the Miz. I actually don't really mind him being a reality star. Not gonna lie, I watched the show he was on the reality show. But what cracked me up is even from that foolishness, he ended up becoming a Grand Slam champ all the same.
Yes.
And, you know, so I mean, it's kind of low hanging fruit to make fun of him for being a reality star. Like how many people from quote unquote the WWF sponsored Tough Enough are still around?
I mean, that is very true.
No, I think Maven's still on the indie circuit every once in a while. Yeah, I brought up Maven. I did that, Phil.
Titus O'Neil's still around. He don't get used much, but he's still there.
Yeah.
I had hopes for Maven. I actually did. I had hopes for Maven.
That is very true. Ryan says, I'm not a Miz fan, but his career has lasted twice as long as Rene Dupree. He's not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Sam in Falcon and Winter Soldier. He's out of line, but he's not wrong. And yes, Ivan, the Miz is now a 2-time Grand Slam champion.
Yes, thank you.
2-time. Renee was lucky to be Intercontinental champion once. So before he goes and pops off at the mouth at somebody like Miz, maybe he ought to take a look at where he is and, just kind of weigh.
Okay. So next topic in chain wrestling, Theory ain't dreaming.
Oh, boy.
So this is a quote from Tommy Dreamer from Busted Open Radio talking about Austin Theory.
Okay.
He says he was already up in the system and brought down. His partner was fired. His manager was fired and brought back to the company. I don't know. At 24 years old, if he will be there in WWE by the time he's 30. What was it? If he will be there by the time he's 30. He's basically saying he won't be there because of the system. We all know how quickly you can fall out of favor, stated Dreamer. Do you guys feel that Austin Theory isn't gonna make it, and this is almost like a cheap push, I guess, because he's a younger star, and it's one of those things that fans say that they don't use younger talent and they just keep using the same old guys. You think this is like a one-off just to settle the fans down?
You know what this feels like? It feels like Tommy took what Mick Foley said in his video and remixed it and used it on Busted Open Radio. Like you're a young talent. Do you trust WWE to move your career into your 30s? That type of shit.
Yeah.
I'm not even I love Tommy, but I'm not even sure what the fuck you're trying to say there, other than kind of a reworded Mick Foley take that you made your own.
You know, I think what he's trying to say is because Austin Theory's been so back and forth between main roster and then dropped back down and then brought back up that they don't have real faith in him, and he doesn't think he's going to be there when he's 30 years old. He thinks he's going to be one of these next rounds of layoffs coming up. You know?
I mean, on the one hand, I like it. I think he does. Like I said, I like his work. I like his ethic. Every time I see him, I'm not, like I said, not disappointed in the stuff. Do I think he'll be in there? Honestly, I don't think it will through no fault of his own. And I don't think it'll be a situation of like him. I think it will come to a point where like he will literally be one of those people who are just like, they're holding me back. He's going to ask to go, or it's going to be kind of like a Karrion Kross situation or Killer Kross now.
He was going to be like a Tony Storm situation. He's just going to walk out one day.
Man,
that was so awesome.
It was the last shift at Waffle House, and she was like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
She was like,
I'm out.
She was like, my husband has 2 jobs. I don't need this shit. And she left.
Although they did make
going back to Australia, fuckers.
Okay, Ryan, my man, you know I love you, but either you care about what Tommy Dreamer said when he was okay with Flair doing what he did, or you don't. You can't have it both ways, my man.
I think honestly it'll be like a Killer Kross, where all of them at a certain point would know what they want, and if they're not being listened to, he's gonna go. Because he showed he could do anything for the most part, like, you know, silly comedy, hardcore, like, well, not hardcore, but like straight wrestling. So it will become to a point where it's just like he's gonna go, I need to start doing stuff here. And it'll probably be like, you know, it'll be like a Cross situation where it's just like they cut him before he can pull a Tony Storm.
Yep.
Like I don't see him like 6 years. That's a long time at a place. And
there's not a lot of people that last 6 years in WWE.
Yeah. I mean, hell,
like go back to the roster from like 2016. There's not a lot left.
Like I said, most jobs you don't last 6 years, depending on what you want.
Yeah.
So
like Edge wasn't even there in 2016. Okay.
He was a little indisposed at the time.
At the time, yes.
but like I said, so here's the thing I've always had with WWE. The organization and the institution frustrates the living hell out of me, but I'm not mad at the wrestlers. It's like the wrestlers are killing it. It's just like you just feel bad for them because it's like, you know what they could do. They've shown it. Usually the NXT crowd. You sit there and go, what the hell?
I mean, I'll give Austin Theory all the credit in the world because he is willing to kind of adapt and roll with the punches. Whether he's on the main roster, back down in NXT, whatever, he was with the Way, he's on his own. You know, he's done. I don't want to say a ton of various work, but you know, he's taken whatever they've given him. He's starting to turn into Rusev. It's like, okay, I'm gonna take this chicken shit. I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna make chicken salad out of it, and he rolls with it. Can he do it for 6 more years? Probably not.
I think part of my frustration with WWE is they say your ability to adapt is what makes you live there longer. Like whatever they throw at you, you can make it in some. How many times have we seen guys do that and they still get cut? Yeah, like either like 6 months to a year after they've been there. And it's like they did what you told them to do. You know, like, you know, they put the polka dots on and tried to make it out of something.
Yeah.
I mean, only one man.
They did yet another wife cuck angle for you, and you still got rid of them.
Yeah. And like, remember that time they were threatening a second lesbian storyline? And just please don't.
Just please no. Please no.
So it's not like the wrestlers aren't doing what they're being asked to do. It's just like
another lesbian story angle. When did y'all rehire Vince Russo? When?
So I mean,
at least Vince Russo wouldn't have made it PG.
That is true.
True.
That is
true.
It would not have been PG. So
we would have gone back to the 90s and got some hot lesbian action.
In our next segment is talent don't feel safe.
Oh boy.
And this is coming out of AEW talent. And it's not really I can't say any AEW talent has said it. There was a high ranking, I guess not even high ranking, but someone that was high up in I believe ROH. But he doesn't work for him anymore. But he was backstage at an AEW show, you know, just going to see the wrestlers that he knew and just to see what it was like. And he says this, he's like, I don't know where all those people are going to land, talking about the AEW guys that their contracts are expiring, the originals. There's just so much good talent. If we talk ROH for a second, Matt Taven, Dalton Castle, obviously the Briscoes are just so many names. There are just so many names. Vincent's another one that have been working on their characters. Shane Taylor. These are all solid, talented wrestlers that don't have a permanent home. So he's basically saying he was walking around the back and he was seeing like the originals. Some of the originals were just kind of like, you know, like doubting it because all these big mega stars, superstars in the wrestling industry are free agents, and AEW has their pick of the litter pretty much. And a lot of their contract, a lot of people signed a 3-year contract as their first contract, and they're all coming up.
Yeah.
They're all coming to an end. And, you know, if you haven't been offered a contract yet, you might be wondering, like, you know, I'd be scared for my job too. But at the same time, it's the wrestling business.
Yeah.
You know, Tony Khan gives you the ability to go wrestle indie shows and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You should be doing it.
That's what I was going to say. How many times when we mention WWE's cuts do you hear anybody just say, well, you know, it's a business decision. It's a business. It's a business. All of a sudden now that like AEW originals who either don't get used a lot or actually are involved in other promotions, like their contracts are coming up and they're not getting renewed. And now all of a sudden AEW is horrible for that.
Yep.
Like this is not an unusual thing. You know, they gave these guys 3 years, not 30 days. You know, ask Hit Row what they could have done in 3 years. You will never know.
Yeah,
no,
because they got a month, maybe. You know, it's one thing to say, okay, we've had you here for 3 years. You've had your moments, but you've never really caught on. We're gonna let you go. We hope you do better somewhere else. Than it is to say, like, all right, we brought you up from NXT. That was a month ago. We put you in some shit. We don't know how it's gonna go. Get the fuck out.
I mean, honestly, it's a business. Like you said, it's a business decision. And the difference is that it feels like the AEW team, even if like back then, even if they're not showing up on TV as much as they should, they have other avenues. And so it's like, while getting cut will suck, it's not like they have to wait 90 days. Nope. It's not like they have to like do like all these giant pitch videos to pretty much get like, you know, I'm available for booking videos. Yeah. It's like they have enough exposure and enough clout because of the fact that they haven't quote unquote walked away from the indies entirely. That they can do, like, I mean, look at Brian Cage. We have not seen that man in how long?
And he's one of the guys coming up, actually.
Yeah. But he's been on, but before that, he's been on, like, I've seen him on CCW. I've seen him doing some stuff in Japan.
Yep.
PWG.
Yeah. So
he's like, still wrestling.
Yeah. For that, so
I mean, you know, even before Swole's contract ran out, she was out wrestling with other promotions. So it's not like if your contract's up, you can't do these things. You can just go do them more often.
Yeah. I
Tony,
mean,
you know, Tony Khan came out and said, he's like, I'm not going to release people from their contracts. I'm going to let their contracts run out. So basically he basically said, hey, Swole, you can go wrestle on the indies, but I'm still going to pay you. You're wrestling indie matches, making AEW money.
You know, but regardless, like you kept these guys under contract and you honored it for 3 years, as opposed to we brought you up, we got rid of you. We didn't use you, we got rid of you. We had you here for a month. We never brought you up, we got rid of you.
I mean, it's like that right there.
It feels different.
That right there is a definition of like contractors. Like,
Yeah.
like when Vince calls them independent contractors and they're not, but AEW treats them like independent contractors. Because how many times you been to an event that's not AEW and they go like well, yeah, AEW's Shoddy Lee was in the ROH 5-man a while back, not before that one. So it's like their names getting out there. These guys are getting cred, and I mean, you know, I feel I mean it sucked to see him go, but honestly, I won't feel that bad for them because it's like their avenues are still open. So
I mean, a lot of these guys, because I'm looking at the list of the people coming up, like Joey Janela, we know he's with GCW.
yeah,
He
We know
owns
this.
GCW.
He owns. Okay, I think he's going to be okay.
yeah.
I kind of feel bad that Sonny Kiss is leaving because I feel like
He's getting his masters.
Yeah,
I know. I'm just saying. I feel like
that's his choice.
with the addition of Jake Atlas, they would make the raunchiest, greatest tag team
He
alive.
just blew his knee out.
Oh shit, that's right, against Adam
Yeah.
Cole.
Mhm.
Oh, and they just signed his ass too. That's sad.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
it just feels like a missed opportunity for those
I mean, Sonny will come back.
circumstances.
I mean, Sonny
Yeah,
takes.
they
You know, I mean,
he'll come back.
Mhm.
I don't even sometimes.
I mean,
Kaz-
I'm still upset that Joey Janela and Sonny Kiss didn't call themselves Tequila Sunrise because I thought that'd be the greatest name ever.
I thought High Class Jersey Trash was good, but that was just me. But like Kaz is coming up, and
Mhm.
and what do they
He's
have
not
for
going anywhere.
Kazarian these days?
He's not
What
going
do
to
they
go
got?
anywhere.
No.
What do they got?
He's a permanent AEW guy. He's one of the founding, he's like one of the founding fathers, you could say, of AEW.
And
He'll
if he
stay there and
leaves-
work in the back.
If he leaves, but if he left, I wouldn't be surprised. Daniels is barely there anymore. Why not get SCU up and running on the road?
Well, Dave's a special case because he's been on the ropes like trying to figure out if he wants to retire or not, and it's like basically it's just he just takes breaks to heal up because man is old. No offense to him, and he likes being at home. So, but he's been hitting the indie stuff, and like I said, I expect him to come back soon. I mean, my dream right now is if ROH still goes to the regular stuff, and this is a sideline. I need Chris Sabin to show up in AEW, even if it's just like for one of Sammy's like open challenges,
Open challenge kind of things. Yeah.
just to see him show up. But like that's the
that'd
best
be
thing.
cool.
Like I said, but randomly, these guys like they're in a much AEW gave them a lot of pocket change so that they don't freak out and they can keep working. That because I don't care anyone says 90 days with no money, or at least 90 days with no exposure or access to being able to do what you do and love. That's a lot of time. That's a whole lot of
And
time.
that's what WWE does to these guys and girls.
Yeah.
They send
By the
them
way,
home and they're like, yeah, but you can't do nothing.
I got to give a shout out to the other half of the Nasty Boys. What's up, Nick? Go and watch the Sports Syndicate after this. You're going to love it. Cheap pop.
So I mean, I do feel like I said, it would suck if they lost their jobs. I do not feel bad about him.
Tequila Sunrise, Pepsi Phil, Conan would like to have a word with you.
That's right. Damn, my bad.
So this next article that we're going to talk about, I didn't go too deep into the article, so I don't know all the backstory on it.
Okay.
But it's called Burying NXT.
Oh boy.
Yes, Phil. Yes.
Oh Jesus, that one hurts my heart. Literally,
Me too.
All of us.
Me
It's
too.
unanimous. This whole screen right here is just our hearts just.
There's an ex-writer of ex-WWE writer that basically comes out and says Vince McMahon was purposely booking Triple H's superstars to fail, and they're talking about the NXT guys and girls. Basically he basically said that Vince did bury those guys and girls on purpose because they weren't like we talked about. I believe it was last week, Dom, or the week before. They're not his guys. When we were talking about the nil deal last week, when we were talking about all those nil deals, that's why he's doing it. So he has his guys, his girls, not Triple H's friggin' megastars that could make your company billions and billions and billions of more money.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why he gave Karrion Kross that stupid fucking helmet.
Oh, I'm glad you showed up, Half K. Good to see you. But yeah, that's why Karrion Kross got the helmet. That's why Keith Lee got buried and became the Bearcat and then was released. That's
Dijak became
retribution.
T-Bar.
Do I need to say anything beyond retribution? Let's take some of NXT's best and let's put them in stupid masks and give them even stupider names, and then let's just let them be stupid.
Can we just say?
And then they wonder why it was stupid.
The Ascension.
Yeah. Oh.
The Ascension was close, at least at the beginning. Actually, when they came up with the wannabe Randy Orton legend killer thing, where they were talking shit, and then all the legendary tag teams came back. Yeah. Eventually, like Bradshaw came off the table, and Ron Simmons came, and the Acolytes beat the shit out of him. Like, yeah. Okay, now I see your point. I was gonna say they came up and they were the same team, but then their angle changed.
So I kind of equate it to kind of like when a company does a hostile
fucking
takeover.
Dewdrop. Yes.
Yeah. Oh Jesus. Yeah. So I kind of equate it to when like a company does a hostile takeover of a company, and their main job really is to kind of gut it and make it like everything else. And so, do I think intentionally he doesn't want Tom to do well? That's going to be a debate. What I do believe is the fact that he thinks the NXT system is wrong. I think he genuinely does not believe in that system, because it literally is a departure from what he's done pretty much since the 80s. And he thinks rebranding and redefining these cats will pretty much make it work better, which is like a standard takeover technique, the mentality.
But now with like all the guys behind the scenes in NXT gone, did you hear who's actually running NXT?
Yeah, I did see that one.
Brother Love, y'all.
Pritchard is in charge.
I didn't want to say Bruce. NXT I was afraid.
Honestly, I don't understand from a metric of success. Just going back the last 5 years, Bruce Pritchard has had the amazing ability to fail up.
Yeah,
and I do not understand that, because Paul Heyman, say what you will about that man, the dude has a good eye, and like he was one of the first people to say give Big E the belt. He was like the first one to try to get all, like Keith Lee, he was behind. Like he has a great eye for planning a lot.
He wanted to push our Messiah in the House of Black when he was on Raw, and then Bruce came in and Black went bye-bye.
See, the thing is I'm gonna say it. Heyman wants to push wrestlers, not entertainers. Yeah. And that's what NXT Black and Gold was. It was a wrestling show. It was not a sports entertainment show. And that is the biggest problem that Vince McMahon had with Black and Yellow.
But going back to last week, this was the problem I had. I know in the comments, everybody was focused on nil deals. That was not my issue. My issue was, okay, you're bringing in these guys, you're trying to develop them. But then you say you're cutting yourself off to the world of wrestling. You're not bringing anybody else in. And then your developmental system has been broken.
Mm-hmm.
And you're getting rid of everybody for supposed budget cuts at the same time. How the fuck do you keep going?
I mean, but they make money.
There's a reason Summer Rae is coming back for the Royal Rumble, because you don't have enough fucking women.
Hold on to that. Hold on to that thought. Put a pin in that, Dom.
I mean,
that's the point I was trying to make originally. Then the show came out and the comments came out and it turned into this whole thing about college athletes. I have nothing against that. What I have is a problem with the backup plan, because if you're not bringing any wrestlers in that know how to wrestle, and you're not getting these guys trained enough time, and everybody that comes up from NXT gets dogged, what the fuck do you go with? That's why Summer Rae is here.
Hey,
that's why Kelly's coming back.
That was my argument. Sorry.
Let's stop and let's look at what you just said really quickly, Dom. Not giving people a chance to develop. That is WCW 2.0. They're Paul White was in the WCW power plant for 2 weeks before he got on live TV.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Half K, you make an amazing point. Imagine if Paul Heyman runs NXT like he did with SmackDown back in the day.
That'd be insane. That would be insane.
Then Vince
like, no offense to Triple H, but that'd be even better. And Vince would then bury it. Yes.
Yeah.
and then Vince would bury it and ruin talent. So
It would be a great
At the
show
end-
though, Half K. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah,
So-
absolutely.
Oh, I'd love to see that. I would.
So back to the
Abs-
NIL thing.
You could say, imagine Paul running blank, and I would say, I want to see that because I'm the South Philly psycho. I sat in the bingo hall and watched it. So, of course, if you say Paul's running this, I'm in.
So the thing, going back to the nail thing real quick, I actually did not mind the nail thing. It was a little, I felt it was, it was what it was, but I actually felt a little bit more like it's like okay with it because of the NXT training staff that they had. Because you got Regal, Samoa Joe, you have like not anymore. I mean, not anymore.
Not anymore,
You
but
guys
if you
go
brought
in
these
and
guys in to develop and they're looking at William Regal, Samoa Joe, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, but these guys,
yes,
Scotty Too Hotty,
even Scotty
Road
Too Hotty,
Dogg.
yeah.
These guys are deep OG vets, Hall of Famers. Some of them are all world wrestlers. If you can't learn from them, you can't fucking learn. And now they're all gone.
They're gone. Who are going to get to trade them? I mean,
Bruce Pritchard?
I mean, Hurricane. No offense to him.
I don't think he's with the company
No,
anymore.
he don't. I don't even. He's not with the company anymore.
Damn.
They've got like Matt Bloom and Steve Carino. I think that's all I know.
Maybe.
And I don't even know if Carino.
I don't even think Carino's there anymore.
Is Fit Finley still there?
No.
No.
No, I think he retired.
He got let go. He got let go before.
My bad.
Well, the interesting thing about Fit Finley was he pretty much that Trish.
He made the women's
Lita,
division.
Yeah, he built that women's division before, and like I'm sitting there going, I mean, if there's actually a great documentary about him, he would go. They would literally call him and go, "I need you to have them tone it down a little bit because they're starting to get better pops than the men, which is what they didn't want." And he would stop. He would stop for a week and then go back to it because Fit Finley's a wrestler.
Yeah.
What'd you expect Finley to teach him how to do?
Imagine going to Fit Finley. Imagine going to Fit Finley and goes, "Yeah, we want them to do a broad panties match. Can you help them work that out?"
Like,
he
fuck
would
you.
hit you with this shillelagh. He would hit you with a
understand. Fit Finley don't do nothing soft.
No.
He would beat you with Hornswoggle.
Yes, literally. I think I saw him do that to the Great Khali one time.
I think he did, though, didn't he?
Didn't he?
Yeah.
My memory's not what it was, but I could have swore.
So, like, it's not like these guys don't want to make great. These, like, the guys they release don't want to make great talent or work within the system. It's like, I think as Bruce said it best, they don't want wrestlers.
Yeah,
they want entertainers who wrestle. They want entertainers who wrestle.
That's
jump the gun.
That's my point.
I don't want to jump the gun, okay? Because like I know a while back, I think we were all. It was four of us. It was the TRWT 3 and Pepsi Phil. We were talking about Britt before Crowds came back, and somebody said she was as over as Becky. I said I don't want to jump the gun. Let's wait till we get a crowd. Let's see what happens because you may think, but then when you see it, and then when it happened, it was like okay, Britt Baker is fucking over. Like this is legit. I haven't really seen a 2.0 call up get to the main roster yet, so I could not tell you if they have fixed the development. That may be a thing. Brucey brought up that like, oh, they're giving them shitty names now, so maybe that works for Vince. Maybe it does. Maybe they're his guys, so he'll use them the right way. I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see. But from what I have seen, I don't see a backup plan. That's all I'm gonna say about that. And it has nothing to do with Nils. Okay.
Listen, like as much as I actually do like Braun Breaker's work in the ring,
yeah,
he is going to be the first NXT 2.0 failure because he's calling out Roman and he's calling out Drew and he's calling out, it was mostly Roman that he called out in the comment and like
okay, so it could be the Hurricane.
Okay.
Because he was furloughed and then brought back in November 2020. And that's the last update that Half K got. Thank you for looking that up, by the way.
Yeah, I think you're right. Because like I said, I think they're going to rush him. I think he's going to get the belt.
They're already doing it because he's already calling out Roman. And then you got Booker T or whoever saying that Braun Breaker is going to be the next Intercontinental Champion. Why? So he can hold a title and only defend it one fucking time?
I was going to say, are they going Are they gonna move Rick Boogs over to him and just be like, "This is Braun Breaker"?
It's
How you gonna use him? That's the point.
I mean, isn't the joke right now that the
Because even when he
US
called, oh, my bad.
Oh no, isn't the joke right now that the U.S. title is being better booked than the IC title right now?
yeah.
And the
Yeah.
fact that people, and I mean, so
And it is
and
Who
I
is
watched
the
everyone-
United States champion?
Damian Priest,
Damian Priest.
still from SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Yep.
Huh.
They
He's
even
had some good-
changed.
he's-
They
he's
even
actually
changed
had-
his gimmick. He's not the Archer anymore. He's got like two
He's
personalities.
got
One's
split
the
personalities.
Damian
I
side,
seen
one's the
that.
Priest side. I'm like, okay. I mean, it's better.
Okay,
It's better than look, archery. Like okay, that's better. I'll give him that. I didn't even like that gimmick in NXT, so I'm glad they got rid of that shit.
Archer. I actually like that Archer.
Really?
I did. I liked it. I liked it better than this sweet, soft priest, and then don't.
What's the
let
point? He can be
Damian
nice,
out.
but then all of a
Like,
sudden Damien comes out and he just fucks people up. Like, I enjoy that. He's got a psycho side to him. It hits.
Wasn't there a guy they released who had that exact same motif as well recently?
Mhm.
Yes, a little bit. It's not as dark and
Not as dark.
and PG on the other side, but
Mhm.
it's close.
Yeah.
It
The
feels
thing
close.
The thing that
I'll give
makes
you
it
that.
really shitty is the dude can't act. That's what makes it so fucking bad. He's horrible.
He's a wrestler,
Yeah.
not an actor. I mean, he has
Thank
a good.
you.
He has a good. Like, don't get me wrong. He like when he's playing himself as a wrestler, he is great.
Yes.
The problem
Yes,
is,
but if you look at his charisma meter, it's like
I'm not. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't need that much charisma from that man because watching him kick somebody in the face and then just kind of slap folk around and then talk about wanting to kick people in the face and slap folk around
That
was
worked.
great. Yeah, I mean,
That works.
Like it's like in the words of Bobby Heenan, it's a ham and egger. It ain't that hard.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I do understand. Like I said, I do understand the idea of like trying to make it more polished. Because I will say this: Seth Rollins with this like ego madness.
He's the only thing I like right now about WWE.
Now, if you notice, they changed his name. He's Seth frickin' Rollins.
Yes,
Yeah.
but like it's
Seth
something-
frickin' Rollins, brother.
So, like, let's
Yeah.
face it, let's face it, Seth had to work really hard to get there, and it takes time. And part of it is just him going, "I want to do this myself." But Seth is in that very, very privileged place where he can go into Vince and go, "Give me the goddamn belt," and Vince doesn't get.
By
mad.
the way, him laughing in Roman's face last week.
Yo,
I died.
it was
I fucking
hilarious.
died. I was like, acknowledge that. Say his name.
So,
You call him daddy. He made you.
I always call Seth the exception to the rule from NXT. Like he is honestly, he's the exception to the rule. Because I mean, well,
There's-
you have Roman, you have Roman, and Dean / John, but
Yeah, but that's the thing. When you
There's
look at
only
it,
two
John is
exceptions.
gone. John is
Mhm.
gone. Roman came from the dynasty.
yeah,
So Seth is really the exception.
There's only three exceptions in WWE right now.
Mhm,
That is Seth freaking Rollins,
mhm.
Of course.
the name I will not say,
The
and
Dynasty.
and RKO, Randy Orton. Those
Well,
are
I
the
mean-
only three motherfuckers that can walk into Vince's office right now at this moment in time in WWE and be like, "This is what I'm doing, and this is how we're doing it."
I think Truth could. Truth is a legend.
No, truth is
Next
a legend.
Thursday, Truth's gonna walk on to Impact and go, "Wait a minute, this ain't Raw. My bad, y'all. My bad."
No,
I wish.
we'll put a pin in it. We'll get to it.
Well, the other one,
We'll get to
honestly, I think Charlotte could as well.
Yeah,
On a certain level,
Yeah.
maybe Becky.
yeah.
But maybe Becky, definitely not Sasha.
Definitely
Bailey
not
might
Sasha.
be able to. Bailey might be able to.
Maybe.
But yeah,
Maybe
but
Bailey.
those NXT folks. I mean, but
I'll give you Charlotte.
That's rarefied air, though. That's like you think you think Bearcat was going to be able to go into Vince and go, "Look, man, this is bullshit."
Like, can I take off these gym shorts, Vince? What the fuck is this? I'm wearing tights.
I'm trying to have kids, man. This ain't helping.
Am I Keith Lee or am I Angelo Dawkins? What the fuck am I wearing?
All right. We're we're straying far away from the show, and we're
But it's
an
fun.
we're an hour fucking deep, and we still got a lot of shit to talk about.
Okay.
I'm like skinny Steve Rogers. I could do this all night.
Listen, this is our last. This is our last article for the chain wrestling segment.
Last one.
Sorry, here we go. Let me say the segment is Sunny's packing heat, and it's not her implants.
Oh, I was hoping to God you would call that one up.
What a shocker.
This woman,
This thing.
well, thing now used to be a woman, has had one of the craziest fucking rides in a lifetime that I have ever seen. She's been on top of the mountain in WWF, WWE. Then she went. Then she left. Went and did a few things. Then
Crack.
she opened a fan only page. Yeah, crack. You know.
Then
I
she went
wasn't
back to
gonna bring that up.
ECW. Then
Then
more
she
crack.
Went back to ECW. Smoked some more crack. Went back to WWE for a cup of tea.
A little more
and
crack.
And then she went and did porn. Okay. Then she went and did porn.
For crack.
Then she opened the fans only. Then she got arrested and went to jail, which
For
we
crack.
all thought she was. Yeah.
So 6 convictions later, this is where we are right now.
Yes.
And on a side note, don't smoke crack.
and
Can one of the fans listening post that, please? Will we have that actually written down? Just don't smoke crack, please.
Note to self. Hold on.
Dom actually brought this up when I showed this tweet to everyone, and he goes, "Wait, she's out of jail?"
I thought the bitch was locked up already. Last I had heard, she was. I never knew she got out.
I knew she was out.
This crazy ass chick gets arrested for possession, terroristic threatening, and possession of firearms.
Crack.
What in the fuck are you thinking?
By the way, have you seen those mugshots? That OnlyFans account is going to have to shut down.
Oh my god!
Ain't nobody paying for that.
I'm gonna just switch over. I mean, I was following it, but I'm gonna switch over to Scarlett.
Scarlett, now that's OnlyFans.
I was not actually following that. I just wanted to give Scarlett Boudreaux's.
I'm not either, but
South
Philly seal of approval right there. That's some good shit.
You see that magazine cover?
Oh, such good shit.
Yeah, I saw that motherfucker.
Did I see the magazine cover? What's my name?
I was looking at it for research purposes for TRWT.
Right. Pepsi Phil and I were both researching this, and yes, so we've seen it.
Just as a side note, let's finish up the Sunny things. Actually, another funny thing about the interview they did with the both of Scarlett and Cross did with Renee.
So, I can't. First of all, everybody, I am so sorry that we're talking about Sunny right now. I had to bring this up because it was fucking hilarious.
2 weeks into the new year, did I hear right? Sunny's been arrested twice. Yes.
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 That is a mate. That is a.
It feels like and I don't know if she's gonna get out now, but it feels like
Half K killing me.
Sunny catch a body time.
Man, I swear she should just put her ass on the suspension spinoff and just be done.
This homegirl now she has a triple threat of charges for you ECW fans.
Can someone just put her out to pasture? Can we pull an old yeller?
I mean,
can we vote her off the island? Can we do something?
Can we call her New Jack 2.0, please? Just
right
at this point.
Can we on behalf of the wrestling world? Can we just tell Sunny? Fuck out of here!
I'm gonna propose a trade with Australia. I will gladly trade Sunny to Australia for Tony Storm, please.
Australia ain't taking that. That's a bad deal.
You're like, we are not taking it. I know we got some suspicious people, but we do not want Sunny.
We trying to get rid of our guns.
We almost nipped the crack epidemic in the bud here. We do not need Sunny coming in.
I mean, honestly, part of my thing with her is like, there's obviously has to be something up in her choices because it seems like it is a consistent thing. I mean, I'm sitting over here going, yo, didn't they put Sunny in the Hall of Fame?
They did.
Yeah.
And China
And
still
she's a
can't get
porn
in the
star,
Hall
but
of
yet they
And
haven't
China
put
can.
China in
Yeah.
there on
And
her
China
own.
can't get in there.
So China had an OnlyFans account. She'd be good, but since she did some porn,
I'm just like sitting here just go,
Sonny's done actual porn.
I know.
But like I said, they still can't put China in as a
I do
individual Hall of Fame.
I do believe there's some sus material with another couple of female WWE Hall of Famers, but I'll let y'all do the research on that one.
But I mean, I'm sitting here just going because like, and this is like I said, it's not an apples for apples kind of thing. But I'm literally looking at it and going, this woman is a whole mess. China, who had her problems, but let's face it, towards the end of her life, she literally was getting her life in order and found a happy balance and was actually happy if you saw her in interviews. And I'm sitting here just going, really? You just going to include her in as just like not by herself? Nice one of the world. Only woman to win the Intercontinental belt, but she ain't Hall of Fame worthy.
That would be one of them, Ryan.
Yes.
He researched that quick, or he just knew.
Hey, Ryan, I'm going to need a citation for that particular one.
I'll hit you with a link after the show.
Research. I got to do
you.
research.
Yes.
After the show, I got you.
You know,
actually,
Sonny was arrested 5 miles from his house. Wow.
Nice.
You should have ran out with your phone and got an interview for the podcast real quick. Sonny.
What's it feel like about to be locked up again?
Wow.
Okay, I think we've given this broad enough time on our show. It was almost fucking 7 minutes worth of Sunny talk. I do
agree with what Pepsi Phil said. For the people they hold out of the Hall of Fame, like China, and I'm not going to go into the rest of them because we already talked, but like China, because, she did this and she did that. Well, Sonny's done 10 times more. What the fuck?
Not even Sonny, like the male wrestlers are worse.
Front face, like, hey, get a prison interview.
Oh, shit. Let's do like a live collaboration interview from jail.
Get her at a table and doing that, man. You'd be like Scared Straight.
We could call it "It's Always Sunny Behind Bars."
Oh my god, that is awesome! I'm sorry, that's awesome.
I'm good at this. This is what I do. I may not be Mark Henry, but that's what I do.
Like I said, my real complaint, honestly, is just that is a personal bullshit right there.
Okay, I'm sorry, Brucey. I'm done. You can move on from the Sunny talk.
No, thank you. So, Mickey James has been brought up, and it's a great segue for us into the next segment of the show.
Porn and Mickey James.
We're gonna talk about the Forbidden Door. Wendy's not here to giggle. Phil, that's your cue. Giggle, laugh. All right, there we go. The Forbidden Door in WWE. Listen, before I let you guys dive into this, because I know Dom's gonna go off on it, and I'm sure Pepsi Phil's got his view on it. There is no fucking Forbidden Door for WWE. You are not going to get these mega crossover matches you think you're going to get. Okay, you're not gonna get you're not going to get the matches. Moose is not going to be there. He's not going to go take on Roman. You're not going to get these matches. You're not going to get Mickey James in a WWE ring on a Thursday night or a Monday night, because we all know she's going to be in the Royal Rumble. Their Forbidden Door, they did this because they have 15 women on their active roster on Raw and SmackDown. And if they are truly treating NXT, which they are, like a developmental, you will never see one of those guys or girls in a Royal Rumble because they are developmental talent. So WWE had to pull some rabbits out of the hat, and they called Scott D'Amore. And Scott D'Amore called Mickey, and Mickey was like, hell yeah, but there's going to be conditions. You got to let me come out to my music. You have to let me come out before I go to the ring with my Impact Women's title, and you have to pay me a fuck ton of money. You know, there is no forbidden door. There's nothing. This is WWE fucking short-staffed, and they have to go where they're at. You know,
because
they
of
have to do it.
everything I had said earlier.
Listen, if this forbidden door is real, and the fake MJF on Facebook said it best, put Britt Baker in that bitch. Then
Right.
I will know the forbidden door with WWE.
I want to see
is
Deonna
fucking
Purrazzo in the
real.
Royal Rumble, and then I might believe it.
said, she already came out publicly and said there's no fucking way.
And no, right? I know WWE did stuff in the 80s and 90s with like NWA, New Japan, all that stuff. But Tanahashi was the one that came up with the Forbidden Door when he was talking about AEW, and it just blew up from there.
So okay.
But yeah, I mean, it's
just
in regards to, you know, WWE bringing Mickey in, and is this going to open the Forbidden Door? I hate to say it, but
it's an urban legend that never happened.
There you go.
I mean,
yep.
So
what do you got?
My take on the Forbidden Door is it's crap. Because let's face it, the point of the Forbidden Door really is kind of like a standard mutual contract agreement that is meant to promote the other companies, both of them. The WWE does not foster that environment at all. It's either you're WWE or not. You ride or die or not. As a side note, though, if I was Mickey James, I'd also include in my contract a lifetime supply of garbage bags.
That's a good one. I like that. You know what else I would like? Yeah, I'd love to see Kyrie come back for one night. I don't think it's ever going to happen, but that would be cool. I love Kyrie saying.
The problem is if you bring someone in from the Forbidden Door, they will get a bigger pop because of the fact that they're from the Forbidden Door, and you're gonna even if they don't win, whoever you pick to win is gonna have kind of a lessened pop. And I realize that's neither here nor there. But the idea of a stranger coming into your house, getting a bigger pop than your entire roster, that is just not a good look WWE wants to push. For companies like AEW, ROH, MLW, that's great for them because to them it's exposure to other people and vice versa. I honestly, when you said Summer Rae was going to be in there, I'm going, how many times can they bring back Summer Rae
or Kelly?
Yeah, and I mean, no disrespect to them, but I'm going. I mean, at this point, they're going to bring back.
Lita's in the Royal Rumble again.
She is. She is. Melina's going to be in the Royal Rumble. They're bringing Cameron back.
Yeah, Beth Phoenix is supposed to be in there, isn't she?
No, I don't know because she and Edge had the match against Maurice and Miz at the Rumble. So unless they're pulling double duty.
Can I also just say, wrestling Maurice and Miz is almost a guaranteed you getting a divorce because John Cena and
Nikki Bella,
and they didn't even get married.
Can we say that? Can we say that engagement was sus to begin with, though? Like you can't put that on Miz and Maurice. You can't. Like if they break up a serious couple like Edge and Beth after all these years and 2 kids, then yes, they're the kiss of death. But like if you're gonna talk this shit because of John Cena and Nikki Bella,
it just cracked me up because I'm like, why? Like there is nothing about that pairing that makes me even feel remotely interested in that match. But it might be interesting, who knows? But like the Forbidden Door makes no sense for WWE because like Mickey James, I say, is a big pull for them. And I kind of feel like part of that is because they screwed her over.
I think that's the other reason for is because of how she was treated when she was let go. And the other thing is she's former talent for them. She knows how everything works.
That's like it's like saying you're going to see Moose coming down the ramp for the Men's Royal Rumble with the Impact title. Is that going to happen?
But here's the thing, though. The Forbidden Door isn't completely foreign to WWE, though, because the Mae Young Classic had a bunch of people from. They had Deonna Purrazzo. Like a lot of these people were not signed to WWE.
Yeah,
but they came in. But that was through NXT's Triple H system. So, theoretically, I don't. Like I said, I
And
don't
they have
wanna
worked
imagine-
with other promotions in the past, but in the
Mhm.
21st century, there has not been a lot of work with other promotions.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
Like
think they
going
will.
back, they've worked with NWA, they've worked with AAA, they've worked with
Mhm.
they've worked with New Japan. They've done a lot, but that was all like 80s, 90s. You get to 2000 and you move forward, and
Oh, I'm still,
that door closed.
I'm still bitter. Inoki does not count on the roster as an actual WWE champion.
Who?
Like,
Oh, yeah,
Antonio
yeah.
Inoki.
yeah, he doesn't count. Like, they do not count his run as a championship, as a actual championship. So
Mhm.
you telling me to
It's a
believe them?
travesty.
Like, if they fix that, maybe I'll believe in the Forbidden Door.
They bought Evolve front face lock. They own it. That's why they work
Mhm.
with it.
Yep.
Well, they put on the Evolve show before they bought it, but they put it on at the same day as like AEW's first pay-per-view.
And it was
it
NXT
was like-
that worked with them, not main roster.
Yeah. And I mean, Evolve was a good.
Uh-oh.
They
Was a
had
good
some main
brand.
roster guys on that show.
Mhm.
So in the next part, this is almost like a two-part segment, I guess you could say, because now we're gonna go into fantasy, because there's a lot of people that have blown this forbidden door
Mhm.
out of the water and put a lot of thought into the forbidden door. And plus, it's that time of year. It's
Mhm.
the Royal Rumble. It's the only pay-per-view of the year that I watch of WWE because it's my favorite.
I still try to watch.
I've always
Survivor
loved the
Series.
Rumble.
I love Survivor Series.
I've always loved the Rumble.
Mhm.
So some gentleman put or lady, I don't know who wrote the article, put a lot of thought into this, and they gave 5 names that could walk through the forbidden door in the men's Royal Rumble. I
Oh,
want you guys to give your opinions on yes or no. That's awesome, or God, that's so fucking stupid.
All right.
Okay.
Lay it on
So
us.
here we go. Top 5. This is 5 of them. Number 5, New Japan Wrestling's Will Ospreay in the men's Royal Rumble. Yes or no? Phil, what do you got?
I think it would be hot to see him, but it would be great to see him do his thing there. Do I think? So let me split this up. Do I think it'd be great to see him in the Royal Rumble? Yes, I think he would be amazing in the Royal Rumble. I think he would outshine a good chunk of folks. Do I want to see it? No, because they would. I have seen that man go in like 3 ways, and you name it. They would make that man hold himself back, which is the one
like they
thing
do to
I
Ricochet.
which is the one thing I despise most. These people are 4 times talented than they're showing. Like, and I will use the infamous the American Dragon. They are incredibly way talented, but when some reason when they show up in the ring, they're told they can't go that hard or they need to slow down.
Yep.
So yeah. So
okay. So he's saying no.
Yes.
Real quick. I guess all the other wrestling besides WWE is garbage front face lock. So yes, I watch garbage, and I love it.
Mhm.
What do you think, Dom?
I'd like to see it, but is it going to happen? Hell no. No.
Yeah,
He
no,
is not. They got Ricochet, and they are squandering his ass. You're gonna bring Ospreay in and do that too? You don't need that. You just put Ricochet in there. Problem solved.
And Will Ospreay is no fool. He is not. He is smart enough to know where his bread is buttered, and it will never be done in WWE.
Yeah, he actually did a promo in New Japan. I think, and he basically said there's no fucking way I'm going stateside. I'm staying here pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
So according to Will Ospreay,
yes,
I mean he did,
and
he did call out at least half the AEW roster during that promo though.
Yeah, he did because he wants them to go to Japan.
Yeah,
he does.
which is fine. I think some of them need to go over there too.
Yeah.
You know, I think if there's more AEW guys and girls can go work with Stardom, but if
I
more
would-
guys go over there,
I would
it-
kill
it
to see
would-
Jade
it-
Cargill at Stardom.
Right?
I would kill to see that. She would be great, and then they would
Yes.
toughen her up. The training system over there would just pretty much finish her off and pretty much get her right where we need her to be. Just
Yeah.
a monster crushing poor people.
We'll just polish that diamond.
so number 4 on this list, I could actually see this happening.
Okay.
But he has to go by his new name, and that's Matt Cardona. I could see him being an entrant into the Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
I
see that.
could,
Yeah.
but I think he'd have to come out as Matt Cardona, not Zack Ryder.
Well,
Mhm. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, honestly,
guess.
and no one would believe it. Like if he came out as Zack Ryder, he would lose fans. Like I think he would lose.
If he
fans.
comes out as Zack Ryder, he's going to get eliminated in 15 seconds.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
it would probably be that. But since Brucey gave us no or awesome, I guess for this one I'd probably have to hit.
Awesome!
Yeah.
Since we spoke so highly of the Miz earlier.
2-time Grand Slam champion. Two-time.
Two-time.
So what do you say, Dom? Yes or no?
Yeah, like I said,
Awesome!
I can see it happen. I don't
Phil?
know if
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with
Oh.
awesome. I think it'd be great. But to your point, it has to be as Matt Cardona, not as woo woo woo.
you know it.
Awesome!
So our number 3 name on this list, NWA's Nick Aldis. Dom, what do you think?
I know it's not going to happen, but I'd love to see it, so I gotta say,
Awesome!
Pepsi
it
Phil?
won't happen though.
So this is a personal thing, like whether I care about or not. The way they have disrespected him over the years when he's tried to approach the company and what they've said about him, fuck them. No, they don't
Yep.
deserve
Okay.
it. They don't deserve Nick Aldis. They do
Now,
not.
let
deserve
me ask though. Do you think maybe one of Mickey's conditions was you got to let my husband come?
Like that, I would be like, oh damn, yes.
And that's the only reason I could see it happening is because of his wife.
Mhm.
But I think he's done with him. I say hell no.
Yeah,
Okay.
the British invasion already came back. I don't. He good. At this point, they might as well call in Regal and have him go to NWA.
He could join the British invasion.
Yes, he could. You have no idea.
Doug
how
Williams,
fast that
Nick
would make me.
Aldis, and William Regal. Jesus fucking Christ. I love to see that.
So number two, I mean, it's he actually had a pretty
Oh, thanks,
decent
AFK.
list. I
Mhm.
think there was really only 1 or 2 so far that were like, yeah, no, that's not gonna happen.
Mhm.
Number 2 on this list, number 2 out of the top 5 is Adam Shear,
Braun.
aka Braun Strowman. Here's my thing though.
Wow, it's
If
like
they're
Debbie
gonna
New.
bring- right?
Yeah.
He probably saw the article too.
That's
My
scary.
thing is, my thing is it's the same thing with Cardona. He has to be called Titan or Adam Shear. He can't be called Braun Strowman. They have to have a condition.
You mean you don't want to
because
see him come
they're
out
setting-
as Braun and just pick up where he left off on that WrestleMania promo? This for everyone that was called stupid. You know.
If they
No, because they're not going to re-sign him. They're not going to bring him back, and he's in control of your narrative right now with EC3. And
Oh, I know with
everybody.
EC3 and I can't remember what they're calling Buddy now.
what I will say is this: I actually, if they could bring back the Braun that was with the Bray Wyatt family, if they could bring
Not the
that
one that
Braun,
Shane slimed.
yes, but the initial Braun Strowman from that thing,
Yes,
where he was just
the black lamb mask.
yeah, if they could bring him back as that mask optional, I could see that happening, and I see it being fun. I mean, obviously they wouldn't let him win, but that would be
It'd be fun though.
if they didn't let him, if they're going to make him come in as Braun Strowman, it had to be like the Black Lamb mask Braun. Because
Yeah.
this like conversational Braun that we had towards the end, I'm like, I love Braun, but I ain't trying to have a conversation with him.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the Undertaker. Undertaker literally in all his time. How many times, other than telling someone they about to become famous, literally, how much conversation did you actually get out of the Undertaker?
Until the last few years, I didn't even know the Undertaker spoke that much. Like, you hear from him a lot now. He got his own series on WWE Network. He's Broken Skull, all that. But
Yeah.
up until then, I didn't know the Undertaker spoke.
Nope.
Oh, speaking of it, we're talking about the Royal Rumble. All these people coming back. Michelle McCool's coming back too. Maybe Taker will show up.
I hope not. Please, God, no.
No, just let
the man sit at home and relax and retire.
I'm kidding.
Mm-hmm.
Calm down.
So,
Calm down.
All right, so Dom, what do you got? Yes or no for old Adam Scher?
I'm gonna say no because I don't know if he wants to come back. I feel like he was all WWE at one point. Like, I retire for Vince McMahon, and then all this shit happened. And I don't know if he'd be willing to come back. I wouldn't mind seeing it. It's a possibility. But I think he's gone from that mentality of like, when I retire, it's for Vince McMahon to like, man, fuck Vince.
To borrow a quote, independence is a hell of a drug. So, like, it's not even like being free; it's just independent. Like, he basically gets to run around, set his standards. He's got the clout.
Unless he can say, like, I'll come back if you let me bring all of Control the Narrative with me.
Hell no,
and we all come as that.
Bury him.
So that's what I'm saying. Like he might have some Mickey conditions to that shit, and I don't think it's gonna go over that well. Because like I knew that quote that Pepsi Phil was talking about as well, and that's what I was going to get to that. He must have read my mind. He really is Grandma. We're sharing a brain.
So yeah, but I mean, like, I think about the best part about it is that all these folks who got let go, and they didn't take it personally; they took it as a business decision. And they were Matt Cardona. I mean, that dude got jacked. I mean, I even throw out W. Morrissey, who was a problem child for a minute and has literally looked like he has turned his life around. Like these guys, they have literally done their job to become better, and I don't think they want to. They would like to, like, if they did come back, the idea of taking a step back from what they've learned on the road after being in the system. I mean, my favorite though was the story of Seth, who was like, I have done ROH and all these other stuff. And him and Terry Taylor to this day still beefing about the fact Seth was like, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like to this day. Like, when did Seth make it? Seth was in FCW before NXT.
Seth Rollins just kicked back like, I said what I said.
God bless him.
I mean, Pepsi Phil, you brought up the fact when Cardona got done over like 5 ways from Sunday when they let him go, like he was completely caught off guard. And then the real kick in the balls is 3 days later after they fired you, they called
Can
you
we
to
use
try
your
to,
pool?
Can we use your pool for a segment?
For an Otis and Mandy segment.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
That takes some balls right there.
Y'all just fucking fired me and my girlfriend, my fiance at the time, and you want to come to my house and film
use
a segment in my pool?
How much?
Go fuck yourself.
No, that's what I mean. My man was like, how much? Nah, more. Okay.
So they're going, keep talking till I get tired.
It's gonna be a long 90 days. Pay me.
So the number one answer, the number one wrestler that this writer could come up with, and I mean, okay, there's a chance, and that's AEW's Chris Jericho.
I don't see why not.
Now this one I could see.
He did Broken Skull.
I was just about to say that. I was thinking that as well. And he's always stayed on good terms with Vince McMahon. And, so, yeah, I could see that. But is he coming back and the countdown comes, or is he coming back and Judas plays?
I mean, honestly,
he'd have to come back with Judas. That
I-
this
Maybe.
I will say this honestly. I don't think it matters. It's Chris Jericho. Like, yeah, I mean, yes, the Judas thing is, I think, the better gimmick. But let's face it, even the list of Jericho was hilarious and great.
Oh no, I totally agree. But at
So
the
I think
same time, if
Mhm.
they count down, 10, 9, 8, whatever at the Royal Rumble, and Judas plays, and he's walking to the ring, and an entire stadium at the Royal Rumble at a WWE pay-per-view, because I'm not calling it a premium live event. I don't give a fuck what Peacock says. At a pay-per-view, starts singing Judas, Vince McMahon might have a stroke.
I
But
think
that's
my-
the thing, and that goes back to what Pepsi Phil said earlier in the show. Vince don't want no one from not hitting his company coming in and stealing the thunder from his,
Mhm.
That's
his
what I'm saying.
superstars.
I know what you guys are getting at. Where like, oh, he's got to be Matt Cardona, or he's got to be the Titan, or he's got to be whatever. But if Vince lets these guys come back, I feel like he's only going to let them come back as their WWE gimmick.
I mean, that's true, and like I said, I understand it. And for these guys, it's kind of like you know what it would be like for the talent that they bring back. It would make them look good because they could go, yeah, I went back to WWE for a one-time thing, turn it into some kind of promo for themselves, and yeah, Vince gets to be happy with like his people, quote unquote, people coming back. But I think it would benefit them, and then if they were to do that sacrifice for like one night or in whoever's case 30 minutes in, like not 30 minutes but like 10 minutes in the ring or 5 minutes in the ring, on one hand it's actually kind of worth it. On the other hand, for a fan, I don't want to see it, but from a business perspective, these guys, it's a good call. It is a good call.
Considering, like we're talking about, like if we're talking shock value alone, I figure with the history and everything, the most shocking surprise entrant would be like you get 3, 2, 1,
Never happened.
That'll be
I'm not, which is why it would shock the living shit out of the world. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm saying that would be the biggest fucking shock.
I saw a tweet. Someone said basically the same thing, that what if CM Punk comes out
I know it's
as
never
an
gonna happen.
AEW superstar, as an AEW wrestler in WWE, wins the Royal Rumble, and then main events WrestleMania as an AEW wrestler.
Then we will know that. Then we will
Wouldn't
know
that be
that
ironic?
hell has frozen over. Pigs
And
can fly. Zombies exist.
I would believe in the forbidden door at that point.
That is the final sign of the apocalypse. That is not forbidden door. That is the final fucking sign of the apocalypse. If CM Punk not only joins the Rumble, wins the Rumble, and main events WrestleMania as an AEW talent, that's the last sign of the apocalypse, y'all. Forget all this virus shit and everything else. That.
I can only see that happening under a very specific set of circumstances.
Yes.
Vince,
just remember, if this happens and you see somebody stumbling at you, discolor, going, aim for the head.
Literally, if Vince is forced into retirement in a Colorado compound for all of his fans. Secondly, Triple H takes over. Bruce and Tony have some kind of fatal accident where they're trapped under the ocean with Aquaman. And then
Nick Khan gets thrown off the top of Titan Tower and doesn't land on the tiny little piece over the roof.
And literally, John Cena is nowhere near the Royal Rumble. I believe that is when CM Punk would come out.
It'll never fucking happen. But that's what brings that shock value, though.
I mean, Punk has actually come out and said that him and Cena are actually pretty good friends.
Like cool now. Yeah.
They're cool now. Yeah. But but it's like I said, I don't think it would ever happen. I think for him, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I think for CM Punk right now to actually show up in a WWE event would literally kill his entire momentum, like everywhere else. Because you don't make that many jokes about your ex-boss and think they're gonna take you back.
No,
they
you
ain't
don't.
taking you back.
The only way that happens is if you remember WrestleMania 17, it would have to be like the reverse of Linda McMahon, where they just put Vince on so many tranquilizers that he was in a wheelchair, like drooling, and they were pushing him down to the ring. Then maybe CM Punk shows up. But
All right, so let's do the women's Royal Rumble if we could, please. Or is that not unless that throws the schedule off?
No, they were sexist. They only did men.
oh,
That
those
writer was
bastards.
sexist. I didn't get a top 5 women's. And
I mean,
really,
I already
like,
said
if you-
Deanna. There's one.
yeah.
Brucey had brought up last week.
Britt
Brucey brought
Baker.
up Camille.
Britt Baker,
Camille.
That's 3.
Yeah.
Ooh,
She-
kind of want to
I'd
see
like to see-
Thunder Rosa.
Thunder Rosa, Sheeta,
she-
Serena Deeb.
Now
All
that
right, we're
Roxy-
beyond 5 now.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
I can keep going.
I would like to
If
see
we-
Roxy. I would like to see Roxy.
She's
That might
actually
happen.
she tried out. She had a tryout at the PC right after ROH closed. They haven't had anything that said that they signed her or anything like that, which they probably didn't, because she was trained elsewhere.
But
Yeah, I mean,
there is what it just popped in my head. I'm sorry. Forbidden Door move I would love to see, considering the division is dead. I want to see Decay show up and take the women's tag team titles in WWE. I want to see Rosemary and Jessica Havoc show up, destroy Queen Zelina and Carmella, and take the WWE women's tag team title. So we actually have a female tag team with them.
You mean Gimp Mask Carmella? Because that's what her mask
Yeah,
looks like.
I don't know what the fuck. It's like a bedazzled Gimp mask. It's like she found Karrion Kross's shit and just okay, we're good.
No, she pulled it out of Corey Graves' freaking top dresser drawer and fucking bedazzled that bitch. Sorry, Corey.
I mean, he is coming.
Not sorry, Corey.
He'll probably be in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's another one. Corey said he was cleared to make his in-ring return this week, so I could see him being the next guy to be like the King or Bradshaw or Booker T, where they're on commentary, the buzzer goes off, and they'll be like, "I'll be right back."
You know what I really miss about the commentary beatdowns? Every time WWE was in Oklahoma, JR caught a beatdown.
Yep.
That seemed to be the rule, and I mean, I was just sitting there going, and I didn't notice it for a couple of years. I realized, damn, JR, you get your ass whooped in Oklahoma every single time.
Yeah, I think JR is a little too old for that now. Like, even if AEW shows up in Oklahoma, they better not whip his ass.
No.
Because the crowd might jump the barrier at this point. Like,
I mean, at one point, Stone Cold did it 2 years in a row.
you see how old and brittle that man is? Get him!
I want to see Excalibur go through a table. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
that is the Christmas gift we don't deserve, but we want.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first table.
No.
Are you kidding? I want to put Excalibur through a table.
Here's the thing about
Be like,
Excalibur.
high class, get the table.
I actually like Excalibur on time, but it actually depends who's on the mic, who's he on the mic with. There are times you just go, I'm gonna need you to shut up and let the moment happen, brother.
Yo, Excalibur, do me a favor. Let the intro go. Like, let the music play. Let people sing. Stop fucking talking.
I think he does better with Taz than he does with Shivani and JR.
Yes.
I think he's better with Taz.
Yeah, they have a little bit more of a chemistry.
Mm-hmm. Well,
they kind of bust each other's balls and work off one another.
That Taz Tony Schiavone rivalry thing is hilarious.
Oh, that's good.
Oh man,
that's almost Jericho Skivon level.
Yeah.
You ever had possums in your backyard, Skivon?
The other line he said, he goes, Taz, why don't you stop? Taz goes, why don't you go back to the hotel?
I fucking love Taz.
So with all of that being said, we're gonna go to our closing segment, and we're gonna skip the PWI this week. Maybe we'll talk about it next week.
Oh, okay.
I still want to talk about that, and maybe we'll do it next week.
Okay.
But this segment is called TRWT Goes Underground.
Oh.
And when I say TRWT goes underground, we are going to talk about the first episode of MLW Azteca Underground.
Oh,
We
This
are
was
going to
kinda
talk
good.
about this. Ring the I've got a take like on the overall show, but I also got takes on matches. So we're gonna kind of break the matches down and stuff like that as well. My man, I was expecting too much. I was anticipating too much, and I don't think I got what I was expecting. So I think it was kind of disappointing for me in that way. I think that if they're gonna do this, I understand that they're on tour in Mexico right now with Azteca,
Yeah.
which is fucking
Yeah.
amazing.
Mhm.
But I think that Court Bauer needs to find a single home for Azteca Underground, just
definitely.
like Lucha Underground had.
Gotta have a temple.
If they can find a permanent temple
Mhm.
for Azteca Underground, it will take off and skyrocket for them.
Mhm.
Yes. Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
I could not agree more with that.
So, what's up, Phil?
No, I actually love the fact that this is because, like I said, the thing I love most about Lucha Underground is that as over the top as it was still wrestling, and I miss that
Yes.
a whole lot. With MLW Azteca, it's like you still get that same sense of like fantasy that you love, and you still get wrestling. Because, like, honestly, it's fun to have the fantastic wrestling. Like I miss folks like Big Boss Man, certain people who Akeem, God help us all, is good for comedy. Problematic though he may be, in time it was a hot mess, but I liked the show as long as they were responsible to the wrestling part of it. Watching that show was just like I was a kid watching it, so you got to go over like it's like things with like Bray Wyatt, the House of Black, like yeah, they are wrestlers, and I realize that the entertainment thing is like there, but it's tied to their wrestling. Like it's not like say some wrestlers where they get like a brand new gimmick, you're going, this literally does not match the personality they've had leading up to this point. With Azteca, they have found a nice balance with like doing the both, and even everyone in it is just like they kind of like are in on the entire concept. So even the wrestlers who you're like, you have not done that before, but you seem to be taking to it really well, kind of concept. Does that make sense? Or
yeah, that was kind of what I was going to say about Hammerstone, to be honest.
Can I just make one little petty comment about Hammerstone?
Go ahead.
Do you want to get your ass kicked?
My only question is why that man pants be so tight? They so tight. He is brilliant, but the pants be so tight. I'd be worried about him.
They're not tight. He's just huge.
No doubt.
I did have issues with the show, and again, I mean, I had some issues with the wrestling, but I highly enjoyed the show. I loved everything about it. I love Lucha Libre wrestling. I love Lucha wrestling. I love it. I love the history behind it. I felt that overall the show was pretty sloppy. And it almost seemed like they were moving in slow motion in all three matches, even the Hammerstone match at the end I'm talking the first episode. So I guess I should have friggin' said that. It's like, hey, we're talking about the first episode because the second episode just came out. So I don't know if you guys have seen it. I haven't
seen it yet. No,
I've only seen. Okay, good. So we're all on the same page. We're talking.
No, I'll be watching it this weekend though.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Like that trios match, man. That I'll let you guys talk about it. I didn't. That match was sloppy.
Yeah, some of the stuff they tried didn't exactly work out, but that's just that. It's like if you live by the Lucha Libre, you die by the Lucha Libre. You know what I'm saying? Like it either looks beautiful or it's like, wait, what the fuck just happened there? And there. And there.
I think more than anything, Lucha Libre style wrestling relies on chemistry a lot more than most skill sets. Like a lot of them, you can kind of like, it's just like most of them like meat and potatoes. and a few high spots. But with those guys, because of the way they run, the way they have to be timing everything, is if these folks have not even spent enough time with each other, or even like have a conversation, yeah, it will be ugly. Like so, I mean,
Yeah.
because like there's some, like I said, there are things like we'll go back to Ricochet. Ricochet is amazing. They're
Mhm.
like aside from AJ and maybe some of the guys in NXT at the time, when he got on the main roster, there were people who could not keep up with him, and he had to slow down.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now imagine you get two guys like that who haven't actually had a chemistry with each other, and they have to try to make it work one night, and
Mhm.
and on debut night, and they're probably like they have to be nervous trying to figure out how each other
Yeah,
work. So,
that's the thing. Like, even with the singles match, I don't think I ever remember a match between Psycho Clown and Richard Holiday, and it showed in that match.
Yeah.
It showed. Like for the first episode, it was very interesting. I
Mhm.
enjoyed like the backstage segments. I enjoyed
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
lackey drama, like stealing Alicia from the side, taking out
Mhm.
Holiday, and especially the the heel turn at the end of the show with Pagano, where
Yes.
Cesar is
Turning.
standing there and he does the cutthroat, and Pagano just wails him, and they beat the shit out of Hammerstone and carry him out.
Mhm.
I had Temple flashbacks at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I did, and the thing about that, but that's the thing about Lucha Underground is it wasn't even like episode. You didn't watch episode 1 of Lucha Underground and think, "Oh shit, this is fire." You thought, "All right, there's something here, but it's
Mhm.
just not
Mhm.
quite
Yeah.
right." And then as they got going and
Yep.
they used the same base talent and the chemistry developed, then all of a sudden now the
Mhm.
stories are coming in, now things are changing, and
Yeah.
now the talent is stepping up, and now all of a sudden now you got something. So I think for episode 1 it was good. Overall, the show had a lot of weak spots.
Yeah.
And I'm with Brucey where I understand they're doing this in Mexico, so they're playing to the crowd and they're using some guys that may not have worked with one another a lot, and they're trying to do like dollar store Lucha Underground. Let's be real. And
Yeah.
eventually they're gonna have to find like a spot for this place. They're gonna have to build like a temple. Dario's office is gonna have to be in the corner. I mean, Cesar, I'm sorry, is going to have to be in the corner. The people are going to have to dive off of it. People are going to have to get thrown through the window, that type of shit.
Mhm.
But for episode 1, there was a lot of potential there. There was a lot of good. There was a lot of good. It was a mixed bag. I enjoyed it, and I think they got something they can work with.
I mean, the story with Hammer and Cesar is actually pretty intriguing.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, that's what I'm
very
saying.
intriguing. Yeah, I'm gonna watch episode 2, and this may
Like
become a regular
even
segment.
the build that they had into the first episode, where like, yeah, maybe Cesar and his guys and the dynasty work together to get rid of Contra.
Mhm.
But that was like the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Okay, that
Yes.
unit's gone, so I ain't got to worry about them no more. And so now I can get rid of you.
Well, the interesting thing about Hammerstone that I like is like the one thing I've always wanted him to do is to come out of his shell. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yes.
he's got a. I've seen him in interviews. The dude's got a great personality, and he is hilarious. So, if like I said, if this makes him like, I mean, he did. I mean, I think he did a little bit in MLW. But if this makes him come out of his shell and kind of like now that he has like, I guess for lack of a better word, a current home, while he's bouncing around, but basically a good home base. I actually want him to come out of his shell because I still,
Yeah.
even though he has like all the tools and he has been around the world, I feel like he's still one of those kind of guys who are just like, people think they're supposed to like him, but they don't understand why they're supposed to like him until you see him work and you go, oh, I'd like to see more of this. Like,
Yeah. And they've actually, like even in this show, kind of put him at the forefront between him and Holiday now.
yeah. Mhm.
Which I'm really enjoying because I was getting sick and tired of Richard Holiday shit anyway, so he can stop talking.
What if they
Like we
did
get it, rarefied air lawyer / dad. We got it, Richard. Move over.
What if they did a Forbidden Door and like MJF just showed up and started cussing people out? And did
What are you
that?
talking about? That's where MJF came from.
Oh, I know what I'm saying. What if he showed up and came back? Is what I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
Would he be coming back to help the dynasty, or would he be coming back to help Cesar because he's got the money and he paid him?
I mean, it's MJF. He could be playing both against the men.
It's the money. That's it's MJF. It's the money.
So the only issue I had with the Hammerstone match at the end is I don't think he should have beat Mil Muertes. I don't think he should have beat King Muertes.
Yeah.
I think he should have pinned Torres. And that way it would have given them more to go on with the Muertes and Hammerstone rivalry. It kind of squashes the rivalry that they had, I guess you could say. Like, dude, no, you Muertes shouldn't have taken the pendulum swing from Hammerstone.
But I think the biggest issue above all was like you have the most Caucasian commentary team calling this Azteca Underground shit.
Yeah.
These guys, I mean, don't get me wrong, you can call an MLW show, and that's all right. But when you're in Mexico calling Azteca Underground and you sound like you should be working at a Whole Foods, something is wrong. Matt Striker is out there. Go get him.
I was just going to say that. They are going to go get Matt Striker.
And then somebody dig up Vampiro's ass because I need him too. You can tell these two to go back to MLW. You are no longer required. We got our own team for this show.
I think Vampiro's fully retired.
No, I know, but I mean, just as a commentator, like he was for Lucha. I'm not saying he fights. I'm just saying he works the table.
From commentating.
From talking?
Well, I think he's got ALS or something.
Oh, shit.
Alzheimer's.
That's what it is.
Alzheimer's, dementia.
Yeah, he's getting dementia from all the chair shots. But with that being said, I am very intrigued by Azteca Underground, and I'm glad to see this concept of wrestling coming back. It is amazing to see. With that being said, I'm going to tell you where you can find us on social medias, people. Come find us. Look us up. You can find us on Facebook in 2 places with the same name. That is Top Rope Wrestling Talk. You can find our group. That's where we go shoot the shit. We have fun. That is where Pepsi Phil helps us direct traffic and put out information for all of you. Then you can also find us at Top Rope Wrestling Talk, our page on Facebook. That's where we drop clips from the show and stuff about the show, upcoming stuff that's going on. Oh, a whole bunch of fun stuff like that. Then,
all kinds of shit.
Then you can catch us on our red hot Twitter at Top Rope WT. Come on there and shoot the shit. Throw some tweets our way. Ask us some questions. We'll answer them. We'll argue, give us some material for our Facebook Fights segment. That is going to be coming up very soon. We will be bringing that back very soon.
Yeah, we have archived some material now at this point.
Yes, we have. Listen. That finding material for that segment is not easy. So we have been archiving stuff, so we have enough to go for a couple of months because it is not easy.
I would also like to say that we, unlike AEW and WWE, we actually have a true forbidden door people can come through.
Yes. Then you can also find us on Instagram with the world's worst IG handle, and that handle is at top_rope_wrestling_talk. Check us out on the gram, people. Dom, you have grandma's job tonight, so tell the world where they can hear us, and then tell them where they can buy our merch.
All right, I guess I got to do this again for Wendy. Hundo P, son, suck the farts out of my ass. Fuck CM Punk, get punched. All right, now that's out the way.
It's like she was here.
Exactly. It feels.
We're family. That's all. But you can find us pretty much wherever podcasts are enjoyed. But you can always go to anchor.fm/TRWT to catch our episodes there. You can find all our platforms except for iHeartRadio. If you go there, you search for us, we will pop up. People listen, and we fucking appreciate it. You can cop our merch at trwtmerch.threadless.com. Go to that website. You will see multiple logos with shirts, mugs, masks, magnets, pillows, blankets, shower curtains, you name it, it's there. I'm almost certain there's a TRWT Trapper Keeper. I'm not even lying.
I want it.
I
getting
miss
it.
Trapper Keepers. I could use one.
I do miss me a Trapper Keeper. I'm not gonna lie. But go to trwtmerch.threadless.com to find all that and more. International shipping, all that. So no matter where you are, you can rep us, enjoy us. And when somebody asks you, like, "Oh, who's that?" Just the best fucking wrestling podcast ever.
Ever.
Just like that.
Mm-hmm.
And of course,
Just like
and if you are out there and you're listening to, yes, all of our, including Pepsi Phil's angelic voices,
Hey, that's pretty good.
you have
Mhm.
got to come to the YouTube channel.
Mhm.
Find us at TRWT parentheses a Fox Den John. From there, you will see bonus content that you don't get on audio podcast platforms. You will find the Sports Syndicate podcast for every other sport other than wrestling. You will find old episodes of old shows we've done. You will find the Shooting the Shit show where Brucey and I talked about when we thought we were cool.
We're gonna
and
do another
failed
episode.
miserably. Another one of them is coming, but they are YouTube exclusive. So TRWT parentheses a Fox Den John. Subscribe, ring the bell. So when we come on live, like we are right now, or were right now, if you're listening to this later, you can join us. You can comment along, and you can have fun with whatever variation of the TRW3 shows up.
Yes. Whatever variation.
Whatever.
You good?
I'm
Ooh.
good.
I'm gonna say it. Stay fresh, cheese bags.
Yes. I tried. I held off as long as I could, and I need to do this because today is the day we lost somebody a year ago.
Yeah.
Good night. Please tell your brothers and sisters that you love them, and please go check out the East Hampton Polo Boys catalog, which came out midnight yesterday, in tribute of my main man, Scorsese Lord Jones. We will see you next week. Stay safe out there. We will love you forever, Shells. Have a great weekend, y'all. Peace.
Deuces, bitches.
Fire.
Whew. I had to do it.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
I had to do it.